Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. George, your online coach, IELTS Resource Center. With years of experience in teaching IELTS and helping students pass the exam, I'm here to guide you through the IELTS journey. My passion for teaching and dedication to helping students succeed have led me here, and I'm excited to share my knowledge with you on this exciting journey. Whether you are just starting out or need help improving your score, I'm here to help you every step of the way. All right, we shall be dealing on one interesting topic in the IELTS reading, and that has been a challenge to most IELTS students, and that has to do with the true, false, not given kind of question. The true, false, not given double question is a common question type in IELTS reading. This question type requires you to read a passage and then decide whether the statement given in the question are true, false, or not given, according to the information presented in the passage. So here's a breakdown of what each option means. True means the statement matches the information presented in the passage. False means the statement contradicts the information presented in the passage. Not given means the information needed to determine whether the statement is true or false is not presented in the passage. So to do well on true, false, not given kind of question, it is important to read the passage carefully and pay close attention to details. You should also make sure to read the question and all the answers option carefully, as sometimes subtle differences in your wording can make a big difference in whether an answer is true, false, or not given. I think that's how to do with what we call the controlling words. Controlling words in this kind of question can alter the meaning of statements. So you also need to look out for them. One tip for approaching the true, false, not given kind of question is try to identify the main idea or argument of each paragraph in the passage, because this can help you do better understand the information presented and make it easier to determine whether a statement is true, false, or not given. But one thing we need to ask yourself is that why is it that students still find this kind of question difficult? Most of them have gone through several lessons and they have also gone through self-reading as well. Yet they still find this kind of question more challenging. Students often find the IELTS reading true, false, not given question difficult because they require a high level of reading comprehension and critical thinking. The true, false, not given questions are designed to test a candidate's ability to read and understand the passage accurately. Also, evaluate the information presented and determine whether a statement is true, false, or cannot be determined from the information given in the passage. Also, some factors that can make the true, false, not given question difficult for students include time pressure. The IELTS reading session is timed, and students often feel rushed to complete the question within the given time frame. And this can cause them to overlook important details, or maybe rush through the question, leading to errors in comprehension and also answering the question. Because once you rush to the question, there is no way you can be able to read in between lines to be able to get the answer correctly, especially when it has to do with close reading because of time pressure. Another thing students also face when it comes to this kind of question is unfamiliar topics. The passages in the IELTS reading session can cover a wide range of topics that students may not be familiar with. And this can make it challenging for them to understand the meaning of specific phrase or concepts, leading to errors in answering the questions. Then complex sentence structures. The passage in the IELTS reading session may contain complex sentence structures that can be challenging to a lot of candidates. It will be challenging to understand, and this makes it difficult for students to identify correct answer to the true false not given question. So overall, the best way for students to improve their performance on the true false not given question is to practice the reading comprehension skills, build their vocabulary, and familiarize themselves with the test formats and question type. All right. These are the challenge a lot of candidates face when it comes to the true false not given kind of question. But in this session, we are going to take a story. I'm going to take you on an interesting journey about a lady called Maria. So you are going to listen to my story because it's going to be interesting. Let's proceed. So here's a story to illustrate the true false not given question type. Once upon a time, there was a famous chef named Maria who opened a new restaurant in town. Now, Maria's restaurant quickly became popular because of her unique cooking style and the use of fresh ingredients from the local farms. It didn't just end there. One day, a food critic named John visited Maria's restaurant to write a review. John tasted several dishes and was impressed with the quality of the food. He wrote in his review that Maria's restaurant is the best in town and highly recommended it to his readers. And it goes from there. Another food critic named Rachel, who was known for her harsh reviews, visited Maria's restaurant a week later. Rachel ordered the same dishes that John had tried and found them to be underwhelming. She wrote in her review that Maria's restaurant is overrated and not worth the price. That's what Richard said. He came to Maria's restaurant. He said, no, your food, which John tasted earlier, doesn't worth the price. On the third time, that is how to do with all right, a third food critic named Tom visited Maria's restaurant a month later after Richard's review. Tom found the food to be good, but not exceptional. He wrote in his review that Maria's restaurant is a decent option, but there are other restaurants in town that offers better value for money. John was in between. He said, okay, Maria's restaurant is good, but not that good enough. There are other good food out there in town, but it's not that good enough. Though it is good, but not that good enough. That response is coming from Tom, because Tom visited that same restaurant a month later. Now, the three of them, they have visited the restaurant. They came with a different critics. Now, what happened next? Now, let's imagine that you are given the following statement based on this story. You have heard a story about Maria. You have heard a story about Maria's restaurant. A statement was made concerning this. And the statement reads, Maria's restaurant received positive reviews from all food critics who visited. Maria's restaurant received positive reviews from all the food critics who visited. So using the true false not given question type, we can evaluate the accuracy of this statement based on the information provided in the story. Right now, the answer to this statement is false. Now, John said, Mark's restaurant is the best in town. Rachel said, Rachel overrates and do not, said overrated, but do not watch the price. Overrated and do not watch the price. That's what Rachel is trying to say. And Tom on his own said good, but not exceptional. So based on the statement, the answer to this kind of story is false. Because while John gave a positive review, Rachel's review was negative, and Tom's review was mixed feelings. It was mixed in the whole because it wasn't on the total on the John side, neither is he on the Rachel side. So Tom's review was mixed review. Therefore, not all the food critics who visited Maria's restaurant gave positive review. The answer to this kind of question, based on the statement made, is false because not all the food critics who visited Maria's restaurant gave positive review. So the answer to this statement is false because the statement is contradicting. And I hope this story help you understand how to approach true false not given question in the IELTS reading tests. And remember to carefully read the statements and pay attention to the details in the passage to determine the accuracy of each statement. Most candidates don't do this, and that has been the result of their failure when it comes to the true false negative. But beside that, I'm going to give you another example. I'm going to give you another example with practice, which we're going to look into. What I just given to you now is just a kind of a story you need to go through. The story I've given to you is just like reading the comprehension passage or the reading passage given to you on exam day. When you go into that passage, you go into that passage with excitement. You go into that passage with reading to understand. When you read it, maybe you feel bored to read it. There's no way you can understand what the passage is trying to get across to you. So read the passage like a story, just like I was giving you when it comes to the Maria's issue. Maria's being a chef, whereby the three food critics came to Maria's restaurant and they gave different feelings. Tom said the best is best in town. Rika said it was overrated and not worth the price. And Tom said good, but not that good enough. So we were able to understand the story and we're able to take a look at the statement and know that the answer to that question is false. I will be giving you another interesting reading passage. All right, here is an example of IELTS true false not given question tags. Now let's read. It threats the ocean from human activities. The ocean is a vast body of salt waters covering approximately 71% of the Earth's surface. It plays a crucial role in regulating the planet's climate and weather patterns, as well as providing habitat for a diverse range of plants and animal species. However, the ocean is facing numerous threats from human activities, including pollution, overfishing, and climate change. Now, the question is, the first question given to us is that the ocean covers more than two-thirds of the Earth's surface. Now, you were asked to choose if the statement is true, if it is false, if it's not given. We have read the passage now about the threat to the ocean from human activities. And the question now, based on this passage, one, he said, the ocean covers more than two-thirds of the Earth's surface. Does this statement is true? Is it true? Does this statement align with what is in the passage? Or does it contradict what was written on the passage? Or is not in any way related to what is in the passage? Now, the first question, which is this question, states that the ocean covers more than two-thirds of the Earth's surface. But in the text, we're not asked, we didn't see exactly two-thirds here. Let's take a look at this. We didn't see exactly two-thirds here. He said the ocean is a vast body of salt waters covering approximately 71% of the Earth's surface. Now, take a look at something here. The question said the ocean covers more than two-thirds of the Earth's surface. One thing about the true false not given is a keyword you underline the question Let me see, for example, I've been able to underline the phrase here, to third of the Earth's surface, of which I didn't see exactly like that in the passage. A keyword you underline in the question may not appear exactly the way they are in the passage. That is why you need to improve your paraphrasing skill, your paraphrasing ability to be able to deal with them. Here, you were given to third of the Earth's surface. In the passage, we were given more than approximately 71% of the Earth's surface. So, if you take a look at this, the text states that ocean covers approximately 71% of the Earth's surface, which is more than two-thirds. Therefore, the answer is true. Two-thirds of the Earth's surface is as something as more than 71% of the Earth's surface. So you see that the keyword you underline, you were unable to see it exactly like that in the passage. You saw something similar. You saw something like that, but not exactly the same word. Two-thirds of the Earth's surface, if it's in percentage, is more than 71% of the Earth's surface. So the answer to this question is true. But when you go try to underline keywords in the question and then going over to the passage expecting the same keyword to appear, you get it wrong. That is why the IELTS exam is more of advanced exam, because here you need to use your logic. Here you need to use your paraphrasing ability, your paraphrasing skill to understand that a keyword in that question may not appear same way in the passage. So while going over to the passage instead of that keyword, have it in mind that you're going to meet the synonym or the paraphrase form of that statement. All right, now let's go over to the second question. Question 2 reads, human activities are the only cause of the threat facing the ocean. Is the answer true? Is this statement in line with what is in the passage? Or does it contradict what is in the passage? Or it's not in any way related? I mean, it's not given. So the second question, which I stated earlier, that activities are the only cause of the human activities are the only cause of threat facing the ocean. The text mentioned pollution, overfishing, and climate change as human activities that threaten the ocean. But it does not say that they are the only causes. It didn't tell us that the only causes. The text didn't tell us that pollution, overfishing, and climate change are the only causes. We're not told about that. So it does not say that they are the only causes. That means the answer is not given. It's not given. Because if you take a look at the question here, human activities are the only causes of threats facing the ocean. But the text also mentioned that pollution, overfishing, and climate change as human activities that climate change as human activities that threaten the ocean, but it does not say that they are the only causes. So the answer is not given. All right, now let's go over to the third question, which is question 3. Now, question 3 reads, the ocean's role in regulating climate and weather patterns is significant. Now let's go back to the passage. Okay, now the ocean is a vast body of salt water covering 71% of the Earth's surface. It plays a crucial role in regulating the planet's climate. It plays a crucial role. That is, the ocean plays a crucial role in regulating the planet's climate and weather patterns. I think we need to underline this place. The ocean plays a crucial role in regulating the planet's climate and weather patterns, as well as providing habitat for diverse range of plants and animal species. But what the question told us is different from this. The question said the ocean's role in regulating climate and weather patterns is insignificant. So if you look at the third question, which said that the ocean's role in regulating climate and weather patterns is insignificant, the text says that ocean plays a crucial role in regulating the planet's climate and weather patterns. So the two statements are contradictory. This is what question 3 is telling us, that the ocean's role in regulating climate and weather patterns is insignificant, but not what is written on the passage. The passage says that the ocean plays a crucial role in regulating the planet's climate and weather patterns. So they are contradictory. They are not in agreement. The answer to this kind of question is false, because they are not in agreement. They are not in agreement. So you discover that the answer to the question 1, question 2, question 3 is the true, not given, and false. You don't bring assumption into play when it comes to the true, false, not given. What matters is the passage and the question, or the text, or the statements. Statement made is assumed to be taken from the passage. So if the statement made is not in agreement with the passage, the answer is false. If the statement made is in agreement with what is written in the passage, the answer is true. But if the statement made is not related to what is written in the passage, then the answer is not given. Just like also the story of Maria. We have had a story as a chef, but the statement made at the end of it all does not in any way, they are contradictory to what is in the passage. And that was what made the answer to be false. Thank you for being a part of this short session. Join our online courses and experience personalized learning to help you excel in your IELTS exam. Now, our online courses provide the perfect opportunity for you to get ready and ace your IELTS exam. Our IELTS Resource Center provides you with a wealth of materials and resources to help you prepare for your exam. With our convenient time schedule app, you can easily plan and organize your study time and stay on track with your preparation. From practice tests to interactive exercise, our resource center have everything you need to succeed in your IELTS exam. Our time app is designed to be flexible to accommodate your busy lifestyle. With our app, you can learn at your own pace and at the time that works best for you. So take the advantage of our time schedule app and start preparing today. Thank you for being a part of this session. I'm Mr. George, your online coach, IELTS Resource Center.
To get started with our online course, call or WhatsApp us on +234 9052 9648 64.